Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing on this great Labor Day weekend of 2012? My name is Nick Trippy, and I'm bringing you a second episode of WrestleBank Radio. I appreciate the few emails I got from the people that listened to the first one. Um, that was pretty much mostly positive, and I appreciate that. A couple people, had different things to say than how I was looking at it, but you know what? I like when people explain their thoughts on things. So if I have anything to say on this podcast and you don't agree with it or you do agree with it, please comment on it. Let other people listen to it. I want people to start listening to this. This is just an experiment um, for now, but I really enjoyed the first one, and I got a really interesting topic to talk about for the second one. What we're going to do, it's going to be called the WWE Superstar Report Card for fall of 2012. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do this every single season. I know the roster does change. People get fired and rehired all the time. I mean, you hear about signings all the time. So I know this won't be completely current in as far as a month from now. Someone new will get hired or fired. That's just the way it goes in the world. So this is going to be as known as the fall 2012 edition. It'll be the beginning of fall, which is it's Labor Day weekend. So what I want to do to just explain it is I always wonder how many heels there are as compared to how many faces there are. I like to know how I figure each superstar. Some superstars are more well known than others. A lot of people know pretty much all of them, but some of them aren't even thought of. You know, Up until recently, JTG, people didn't even know he was in the company until he recently opened his mouth on Twitter and then finally got a Raw match. Now, I know these superstars do end up on Superstars and NXT and, basically the underworld of the WWE that nobody really watches. They don't make it on the Raw. They don't necessarily make it to SmackDown. And then I'm going to talk about stars that are the biggest superstars in the company. Your John Cena's, your CM Punks. I'm pretty much going to go through every single superstar. I'm going to go through every superstar on NXT, and I'm going to go through commentators, referees, producers in the back that may be, retired wrestlers but still work for the company. We'll talk about Vince McMahon. We'll talk about pretty much everybody that is part of it. So what I want to do now is I have a piece of paper here, and by the way, this is probably going to take longer than an hour to do. So I'm probably going to split it up into two different episodes. If I get it done within the first hour, then it'll be one episode. But I don't think it will be done in the first hour, and because we did the PWI, the top 100, I was getting worried that I wasn't going to get it finished in time because I think it was like 30 minutes in, and I wasn't even halfway done, and I was like, I gotta hurry this up. This time around, I'm not gonna rush anything. If we have to do two episodes of the same subject, that's how we're gonna do it. I also have a new bit I'm gonna be thinking about doing. We're gonna be looking up, and we're not gonna do it this episode, but I'm thinking about for maybe the third episode. Um, I want to do news and stuff like that, up to date news, how like a lot of these other podcasts do. But I really think it's good to look at other things. Like for instance, uh, I don't know, they do a lot of roundtables where people talk about their favorite feuds of all time, or feuds that were forgotten about but made a big impact on the show at the current time that it did. Um, Editorials. A lot of different websites do editorials about different topics, and I'm a big fan of WrestleZone.com. And what I was thinking about doing for a bit of another episode was maybe go through certain discussions, um, and just read what other people have said and give my thoughts and my opinions on it as well. I'm not sure, it's just ideas that I got. So without further ado, I'm going to start this episode, which, like I said, is going to be the WWE talent report card of fall 2012. What we're gonna do for the next episode, I will let you know on the computer, your Facebook, your Twitters, whatever, when I figure out what I'm going to do. I may do it within a week, I may not, I don't know. Like I said, I've been a little bit sick, and it's Labor Day weekend, and I'm not out with anybody. I really want to get this done. I feel that people will have a positive look out on it. So let me stop bullshitting. We're 5 minutes in and get right to it. So, If you go on the Wikipedia page, you can go on the list that says list of WWE personnel. And what it does is it tells you every single male superstar, every single female superstar, on air, other on air employees such as your ring announcers, your commentators, occasional valets, people like that. The broadcast team. We're going to go down the developmental roster as well. We're going to go through the female superstars of the developmental roster. We're going to go through other on-air employees in the administration staff, such as your Dusty Rhodeses, your Bill DeMonts, what they do in the company. And then there's referees. We're not going to go through every single referee because a lot of people don't know the names of all the referees. Me watching this for 23 years, I don't even know every referee's name and what they all do. So, I will say this as far as the referees go before we get into it. I'm looking at the list now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 12 referees that work for the WWE. That's kind of surprising. I didn't know there was that many. Now, a lot of them are developmental referees, just like there's developmental superstars, and there's main roster referees. Interesting stuff. We'll also go, there's a list for WWE legends, who are basically ambassadors for the company. Now, I know that when I'm looking at this list, the legends that they have on here is not, it's not every legend. It's only certain ones, basically, that are ambassadors or that are Hall of Famers or that make an appearance. We can do an episode in the future about Hall of Famers. I'm not going to do like big time on that right now because it's just too many people and it'll just be too big. I also have a list of the creative writers. A lot of these people aren't known. I'm not going to bring them up unless it's somebody that's really important. It's just too much. Plus, I'm fighting a sore throat, guys, so I don't want to actually talk for too long. But that's neither here nor there. Also, there's going to be a list of producers. Now, producers aren't going to go heel and face because a producer is not necessarily an on-air talent, which is going to be the same as referees and people like that, creative writers, blah blah blah. But these people are important. I really think it's good to bring them all out and say who they are and what they do. And there's going to be people that you don't even realize work for the company, but they do. So, all right, let me stop bullshitting. We're going to start off from the very beginning, and we're going to go to the very first name under A for male superstars on the main roster. We're going to talk about their face or heel, and we're going to give them each opinion on each person. We're going to make it quick because there's a lot of people, and I want to try to get this whole thing done in 2 hours within 2 episodes. So, let's start off. Under A, the very first person, Alberto Del Rio. Obviously, Alberto Del Rio is a top heel in the company right now. A lot of stuff people don't know about him is his family is one of the biggest families in Mexican wrestling right now. He has the gimmick of being the man with all the money and everything from Mexico, but he was a former MMA fighter. His uncle is Mil Mascaras, who's a WWE Hall of Famer. He also, as of right now, kind of has one up on the WWE. Is they want a superstar, a Mexican superstar. Mexican wrestling is very, very important. It's like a religion out there, and they need somebody who's gonna be a top star for Mexico. I know they have Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio, he's been around forever, and eventually he's gonna retire. Someone's gotta take over. And I know Alberto Del Rio is a heel, not a face, but I would love to see him as a face. And he has said that he never wanted to be a face. So if they make him a face, I'd like to see how it is. He played a face for over 10 years in Mexico, but he loves being a heel. So that's just how it is with him. He's going for the WWE title at the next pay-per-view. Not the title, it's the World Championship. As of right now. But I don't see him taking it from Sheamus because they're on Sheamus' gun right now. But that's how I feel about Alberto Del Rio. I just recently saw a couple interviews, and the dude seems real down to earth and real cool. So, top heel, number one on the alphabetical order, Alberto Del Rio. Next person is Alex Riley. Now, Alex Riley, this guy's got a lot of energy. He started off I mean, he started off in NXT, obviously. He was working for the Miz. You know, he was like Miz's protege. I heard in a backstage situation, he kind of got into a fight with John Cena, and ever since that happened, he's been on a low card ever since. Um, he is a face now. And I gotta keep remember I gotta keep writing, you know, who's heel, who's face. So he's a lower card face. He should be a mid card face or a mid card heel. When he was heel, he wasn't too bad, but people like him. They pop when his music plays. For some reason, people are still behind him, even though he's been being buried, you know, this entire time, probably close to a year now. So remember, he was in the main event, you know, rooting for the Miz when he at WrestleMania 27. Now he wasn't wrestling in the main event, obviously, but you know, he was Miz's boy. So you know, Alex Riley has an opportunity, I think, to get over. I think he can be money if given the opportunity. Politics will be politics. So that's that. Next, you got Antonio Cesaro. Now, anybody who's a real fan knows Antonio Cesaro was Claudio Castagnoli. He was an ROH. Um, he's basically like an internet darling, kind of like your CM Punk and your Daniel Bryan. Probably not on the same level. I mean, he is a mid-card, and he does hold the U.S. title. Just recently won it. And I hope in the next couple of months, when I listen back to this podcast, he would have done something to make that title worth something. If he can do that, then he will be money. He will, what's the word I'm looking for? He will go up the ladder. Now, him and Damian Sandow came out around the exact same time. Damian Sandow seems to be miles ahead of Claudio Castagnoli right now. Now, I do know Damian Sandow's got a little, he's been in the company a lot longer, but it's just interesting how both of them debuted, but Sandow, he's undefeated with the exception of a loss to Sheamus that he ran away from the ring. Whatever. Who gives a shit? Antonio Cesaro, I give him like a B plus right now. He's getting a push. He has a title, and he got the title quick. He became USA champion in the first 3-4 months. I don't really like his gimmick per se right now with the 5 words. He's got a hot bitch with him, and I could see him definitely moving up the ranks in the future. Now, you got the Big Show. Obviously, the Big Show, we're going to look at Big Show on the main event level for a top heel. I really, he fluctuates back and forth between the mid card and the main event, but as of right now, lately, he's been on the main event. He's in the top 20, I believe, in the PWI 100 for this year. There's really not much I could say about the Big Show other than the fact that he's been around for a lot of years. He's definitely a veteran, and I just don't think that he had the career or he could have really been over the way he could have initially been over. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. I mean, that's inevitable. They're going to put him in the Hall of Fame. I don't see him as a headliner for a Hall of Fame, but I see him going in. And I see him going in not long after he retires. So, that's my opinion on the Big Show. Next, you got Brock Lesnar. Now, I don't have to say too much about Brock Lesnar. He's the main event top heel, no matter what right now. Not going to get a lot of matches in the 1 year that he signed. But so far, we got 3 top heels and no top baby faces on this list, by the way. Brock Lesnar's storylines right now, they got him for a year. They paid $5 million for this guy. They gave him, what, 30 days to work? That's it? Come on. $5 million, 30 days. Do the math. Do you really think that the storylines are giving this guy that he's bringing back over $5 million in business? I don't think so. I don't think people are ordering these pay-per-views that he's in. And I don't think the ratings are that much higher when he's on. The writers are fucking him up. Brock Lesnar should have been a storyline that only Vince McMahon worked with. He put out a lot of money for him. Now, I remember there was a time where Vince McMahon gave away $1 million a week for like 3-4 weeks in a row. Brock Lesnar, they paid $5 million for. So it's not like his I don't think $5 million is a whole big deal to Vince. But I think once you get over that role or anything past 4 to 5 mil, it's gonna take a little bit of a hit. Now I don't really know that for sure. I don't know Vince's finances, but I do know this: Brock Lesnar cost a lot of fucking money, and I think that they're not getting back what they could have with this guy. And with that being said, hopefully, if they re-sign him again after this year's up, after WrestleMania, and that's going to be the big thing. Is WrestleMania going to make that 5 mil back next year, or is it not? Now I know that's what he's for, but 30 days, 5 mil. I think Vince should be writing his storylines on his own. Okay, let me shut up now and keep going. The next person, Brodus Clay, mid-card babyface. Um, really wish he was a mid-card heel. um, don't really like the dancing gimmick. I think it's getting fucking old. However, he is definitely over with the youngins, and we're gonna need to have people like that. You need to have those kid baby faces where it's real kid friendly. I don't think it should have been Brodus Clay. I think there's other people who could have been child baby face stars. I mean, John Cena is the biggest, obviously, but there are other people who could have been one. And Brodus Clay is your man for now. They always can change him to a heel later on. Now with the girl Cameron just getting arrested, his Funkadactyl, it's interesting to see if something's going to change on that. That's only suspended for 15 days, and that actually just broke his news. However, is Brodus Clay going to get hurt by that? If his Funkadactyl can't perform for the next 2 weeks, is Brodus Clay going to get harmed and not be on TV? I don't know if they would do all that, but they are part of his gimmick. And if they get in trouble, that affects him. And right now, he is not that good of a wrestler to the point where he really has a lot of say-so. And he's not that. I mean, he's been in the company now for, I guess, what? Realistically, probably 4 years. I mean, he's been, in developmental for a while. And even on the main roster, I think he's, 2010, or at least NXT. So had to have been there for at least 4 years, I would think. And 4 years ain't a long time in the E. It's really not. So, I don't think, alright, I don't think that he has enough pull right now to where he's not untouchable. But, Brodus Clay has the opportunity to get over a lot more than he is. I'm just going to say it about that. Next on the list, Camacho. Now, Camacho is the son of, I forget, he's a second generation star. He's a lower card heel. He's with Hunico, that's his boy. And he's on NXT mostly. Not really anybody that anybody cares about. I don't know very much about him, but let's face the facts, he ain't nobody special. And he can be replaced in a second. He's not going to be turning any heads anytime soon on the main roster. Unfortunately, I don't think Camacho is really going to make a difference one way or the other. I mean, he may push Hunico up a little bit, but even Hunico is a friggin', lower card guy. And as we said in the first episode, Hunico shouldn't be. Camacho, however, he needs work. Let him stay in NXT for the next year or two until they can give him a different gimmick. Then bring him up. And that's that. After Camacho, we have Christian. Christian, who was a main eventer this time last year, is now considered a mid-card face. Hey, he's probably going to get in the Hall of Fame. He's been around for a lot of years. Vince McMahon hates his guts, from what I understand. But, I don't know. I don't know how true that is. Yeah, he does work for him. And I don't think Christian's been suspended too much, so um, he probably gets punished for going to TNA, but I don't know. Christian, he seems bland these days, and because of that, I don't see him. I see him at the tail end of his career, unfortunately. Or I see him leaving after his contract's up and going back to TNA. Now, I don't know how true that is. From my understanding, he doesn't like TNA, but ever since he had the Intercontinental title, nothing special. After Christian, we're gonna go to CM Punk. Now, CM Punk is a WWE champion. That would make him a top face. What? Maybe a top heel. I don't know right now. I'm thinking more along the lines of tweener for CM Punk. Um, they do have him considered as a heel right now. We're gonna give him a list on the heel. However, CM Punk really is a tweeter, and I like where he's going right now. I like how he's a student of the game. I like everything he's done pretty much in his career. As a person, I know he's a dickhead for a fact. As a superstar, CM Punk is on the top of the list. Big five for sure. After CM Punk, we got Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is a mid-card heel. Um, let's see. How could I talk about Cody? I like how the fact that Cody can get over on just about any single gimmick that he's ever had. He's been dashing Cody Rhodes. He's had the mask on. He's his storylines. Excuse me. I'm sorry. His storylines have pretty much. I think they've been interesting for the most part. Um, what else could I say about him? Oh yeah, he's had more than two. He's had four gimmicks, like I said. The mask, dashing Cody Rhodes, the Cody Rhodes he's now. He's got a job for a long time. He may even be a Hall of Famer, and later on in years to come. I think he's going to be around for at least another 10 years to get it. But I think Cody Rhodes will be a world champion. I don't think it's going to be this year, but I think maybe next year, maybe if a lot of people get injured. Right now, Dolph Ziggler is a little bit higher on the level, whereas this time a few months ago, pretty much up until Money in the Bank, we all thought that Cody and Dolph were kind of on the same level. Not anymore. I don't see that, but he is still a very high mid Carter. He has potential to reach the main event, and his father is Dusty Rhodes. And you gotta say more. Um, After Cody Rhodes, Kurt Hawkins. Now, Kurt Hawkins, I really think that they were gonna make Kurt Hawkins a face with Tyler Rex, but then Tyler Rex recently just quit the company, and a lot of people don't know that he quit unless you're like a real fan. But right now he's considered a lower card heel. Tyler Rex. I'm sorry, Kurt Hawkins is, and they have him doing this fucking strip club, male stripper fucking gimmick now, which I think is stupid as shit. But I don't know. I really hope the fact that his tag team partner just quit is not gonna like kill him, and I'm worried that it's going to. Now listen, people, we're 24 minutes into this already. Like I said, I only have an hour, and we're only on C. So I don't know. This is probably gonna be a couple episodes, definitely. And excuse me, like I said, I apologize to anybody. I am fucking sick right now. So just bear with me. Next on the list is Damian Sandow. Now, Damian Sandow is considered a mid-card heel. However, I know he's going to be main event. Damian Sandow's got so much skills. The dude is one of my favorites. Top five right now for me. He is an endorsed talent for sure. I endorse Damian Sandow. I would say I endorse CM Punk. However, CM Punk is already there. Damian Sandow is a man I endorse for the future. He is going to be a top star. He is going to be a champion in the next few years. You mark my words, endorsed right now, Damian Sandow. Daniel Bryan, top heel, endorsed. The other endorsement on the D's. Daniel Bryan is for sure a fucking superstar. He has proven himself over the past couple of months, ever since he got that title. His yes chants are incredible. I love Daniel Bryan. He is my favorite right now. I don't care what you say. He is my favorite right now. And I will say that. Done. Darren Young. Darren Young's a mid card heel. He is I'm a fan of him and Titus, the tag team of primetime players. They are in the tag team division. It's a good place for them. I really think that they're gonna get over. I could see them getting tag team titles at some point. And I really hope that they're gonna make the tag team division important over the next year or two. That is their job. If they can get over doing that and they make that division better, I really can see there being a place for them. Period. Next, we got David Otunga, mid card heel. David Otunga he's where he's at because of who he is, because of who he's married to. He fucking sucks in the ring. People don't like him. He is kind of people know that he's bullshit, but he kind of gets over a little bit as a heel because like he's just got that smug look, and people don't like him. And the lawyer gimmick is probably what saved his fucking career at this point. Now he did just get back from a movie, and I think when wrestlers make movies, I think sometimes it hurts their careers because they're not there, which means they're not like people. The fans don't realize that they're making a movie unless they're following it. And I really think David Otunga, he was back the last time with John Laurinaitis. When John Laurinaitis disappeared, Otunga disappeared. Now, Otunga happened to disappear because he was making a movie. But, he just pops back up. And, I just don't, I don't know how much of a superstar Otunga really is going to be. But I hope he does, because I do kind of like him. Okay? Next, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler. We're gonna give Dolph Ziggler I'm screwing my words up here, people. I apologize. We're gonna say he's a top heel. I want to say he's a top face because I think once he wins that title, people are gonna pop for him and he's gonna turn face. But as of right now, we're gonna give him the top heel spot. Now, the numbers, peoples. We have 6 top heels so far, 0 top faces, 5 mid-card heels, 2 mid-card faces, 1 lower card face, 2 lower card heels. Something is fucking wrong here. I'm not seeing a lot of faces so far. We'll see what happens. But regardless, back to what's his name? Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is going to become a world champion in the next couple of months. I have heard ideas about him waiting to the very end with his with his money in the briefcase suitcase. However, I don't know if he's going to do that. I think that would be a great storyline, and maybe turn face when he does it. I think that would be a great way for him to get over, even more than he is. But unfortunately for Dolph Ziggler, he is missing something. I don't know what it is, but to me, I don't know if it's the way he talks. I know he can bump like hell, and I know he's very good in the ring. But there's something he's missing, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's his voice or something. I don't know. It's just something about him that he's missing. That's why I think he's not champion yet. However, I know he's going to be, and when he does, he's going to deserve it. Because the man works fucking hard. And that, in himself, is worth something. Now, after Dolph Ziggler, we have Drew McIntyre, a lower card heel, who basically got shitted on because of his ex-wife, who now, by the way, is in TNA, Tiffany, a real name Taryn Terrell. And by the way, I love her. I think she's fucking hot. But, that's just the way I feel. Drew McIntyre's gimmick fucking sucks. I mean, he was signed personally by Vince McMahon, and everybody thought that he was going to be, he was deemed the chosen one. And unfortunately, the chosen one, I think, actually went to Sheamus as far as a foreign top star. But he's not the chosen one now. Now he is hit rock bottom. He's on NXT. He's been around for a long time, and people don't give two shits about him, unfortunately. Me, I don't give two shits about him either. I hate to say it because I feel bad for the guy, but it's how I feel. All right, time for our very first top babyface, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Now, obviously, our boy isn't active because he has he's only a part-time superstar. So that's a shame. I don't think that The Rock should be given a title shot at the Royal Rumble. I know that's going to be part of the storyline. They're just going to give him a shot because of who he is and how important he is. However, I don't think that the fucking Rock should just become champion. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I love the guy. I think he's a hell of a star. But and I grew up watching him in the Attitude Era. The Rock is The Rock. But now, just the way he is, he's just too. Something just screams too much with movie star with me. The way he smiles at everything, and I don't fucking know. It's The Rock, you know. He's gonna end up becoming champion, and I think him becoming champion, I really don't think is a good idea. I don't think it is. My opinion. I don't think they should give him the title. I think not yet. That's for sure. He's gonna be a fucking part timer. Then I don't think he should be. He should have the title. It's my opinion. All right. After The Rock, we have Epico. Now Epico is. We're gonna give Epico the status of mid card face. He's in a tag team. Um, he is on. Excuse me. I don't feel good, everybody. I apologize. He is a mid card face. He is on Raw. He is on SmackDown. He is uh, very unknown. He is not very important. Um, his team is not over right now. I'm sorry, they're not. And he is replaceable. I don't think he's anybody special. It's just my opinion. I know he's got skills, but he's not given a lot of TV time, which is why it makes me believe that he's not anybody special. Never heard him talk. I don't know what kind of skill he has on that, but he's low level. So, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So, I really hope that he, you know, does his thing and he moves up in the world, but I don't know. After Epico, we have Evan Bourne. Evan Bourne is considered a mid-card face. Evan Bourne has been out for a while. He has gotten a little bit of trouble over last year. He got 2 drug suspensions, like within a month, which is kind of unheard of, but it happens. And after that, he broke his foot, and so he's still out, which kind of sucks. Kind of makes you wish that he broke his foot before he got suspended, but that's what happened. It's one of those cases where I wonder if God's like trying to teach him a lesson because, it's some shitty luck. Um, he was a tag team champion when all this happened, and you know, this is really gonna hurt his career. I just hope that he picks up. I hope they don't let him go, and I really believe that, I think I said this in the last podcast. I really believe that if worse comes to worse, and your boy, you know, gets let go, and worse comes to worse, and your boy, like, all right, say Linda wins, they're gonna fucking let go of a lot of people. Say Linda loses, they're gonna let go of a lot of people. Either way, they're gonna let go of a lot of people, and I'm worried about after November, Evan Bourne gets released. I just worry about that. it scares me because I really hope he doesn't. I hope he learned his lesson. I hope he's okay. He needed a break. I can understand that, you know. But I don't know exactly what's going to happen on that level. And I don't think his career is really set at this point. I think he's going to be in jeopardy. All right, next we got Big Zeke, Ezekiel Jackson. Now, Ezekiel Jackson has not been on TV in forever. This dude is a fucking monster. And he is not getting on TV. I can imagine how stiff of a worker Big Zeke is. Can you imagine? I know I can. Think about this. Think of this tag team. Big Zeke. No, think of this as a three-way, I don't know, like a stable. Big Zeke, Ryback as your leader, and Mason Ryan. None of those three are that good in the ring. That would be a fucking disaster. A fucking disaster. However, Big Zeke's been with the company now for, I don't know, a while. Long time. But the man is lower card for sure. And as of right now, I think he's considered a face. But he's just not over. I don't know if Triple H don't like him or somebody else don't like him. But he's not great in the ring either. I could see Big Zeke in TNA, unfortunately. I really see TNA picking him up. Would you trade Bubba Ray Dudley for Big Zeke? Maybe. I don't know. I would. Anyway, Great Khali is the next person. Great Khali is a mid-card face. Special attraction. And also, probably will be an ambassador when he retires. Great Khali is like a god in India. Do you know how many wrestling fans there are in India? Tons. He is somebody that has a spot on the roster for a long time to come, no matter what he does, who he is, and the type of pull. He is like the John Cena of India by far. Probably a bigger star in India than John Cena is in the States. He's very important down there. And because of that, he's always going to have a job. Now, my prayers go to him because he just had brain surgery, and that's some scary shit. He's going to be out for a long time. I pray that he turns out to be okay because, from what I understand, he's a good man, and he gives a lot up. He's going to end up in the Hall of Fame for some reason. I just have a feeling he's going to end up in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he'll be alive when it happens. Unfortunately, Giants don't last forever. It's a shame to say, but it's true. But my prayers go to him. All right, it's you. Next on the list, we're on the H's, and we are on. Everyone, take a guess. Yes, Heath Slater. Real name Heath Miller. I didn't know that. Now Heath Miller, Heath Slater. I'm sorry. He used to have a gimmick in FCW called Handsome Heath Miller. He had the fucking big ass white glasses on and shit. I think that's kind of funny. I don't know exactly where he came from, but other than that, for a long time I couldn't stand him. I'm gonna admit, Heath Slater has grown on me. He has. I don't know what it is. He makes me laugh. He's a heel, but he's gonna end up being a face eventually. For some reason, I just have a feeling. I like him. He's a very good jobber, and they need jobbers sometimes. I say keep him. All right, next we got third level lower court heel, goes by the name of Hunico. Now, I know we already talked about Hunico, but just to say this, Hunico is more talented in my eyes than Sin Cara. I will say it. I believe it. The man is very, very good, and he can speak English. Big difference in the WWE. I like him. I think he's very, very intelligent, and I don't like his gimmick. I wish that they would either change it or they would bring him up the roster a little bit better, or unfortunately, have him go somewhere else because I think his talents are being wasted. My opinion. Jack Swagger is next on the list, a mid-card heel who, unfortunately, he's probably going to end up being a lower card before you know it. And we're going to give him mid-card status for now. I don't know. He's sunk. He is the perpetration of a man who got shitted on because of backstage politics. Now listen, Jack Swagger fucking smokes weed, and he fails tests because of it. I am not against people that smoke weed. I'm not at all. In fact, I think weed helps certain people. However, Jack Swagger does not help because the things that he smokes, he doesn't he doesn't get any respect to the fans. He doesn't win matches. He he's sunk, and he's in need of a huge character change. I mean, what do we know about Jack Swagger? Really? He's the All-American American. The guy was a amateur. He's basically like a Kurt Angle. He's an amateur wrestling star, but he's not Kurt Angle. He's not an Olympian, and he is not. He can't talk. He's got that lisp. He could be an animal. He's not. When he first debuted back in, I want to say 08, 09, I think is when he first came around, Jack Swagger was a beast. He was going up the ranks. He got that ECW title immediately. And I thought the company was really behind him. He was going to get a push. But after he lost his world title, now he ain't worth shit. And he's going to end up seeing release before you know it. Alright. Next, we have two superstars in one. It's going to be Jimmy and Jay Uso. Tag teams. 2 mid-card faces. Boom, boom. By the way, we're up to 7 mid-card faces and 7 mid-card heels. Interesting. They're in the tag team division. They don't get much TV time and they don't talk much. And the one Uso just says Uso over and over again. I think they need to do a little more with their characters. And I think if they can pull that off, they can definitely do bigger things than what they're doing. I don't think they've ever won tag team gold yet. I'd like to see that happen. We'll see. In the meantime, they're going to stick to that mid to lower card. And they're not going to be anything special. Let's hope that changes in the future. Next, Jinder Mahal. Now, up until he's definitely a heel. I'd like to say I want to put him in the lower card heel section, but I'm going to give him mid card heel section. The reason being, he's just recently in a feud with Ryback. Triple H is behind him. Vince likes him. Both of them are what counts. I can see them giving Jinder Mahal another chance. I don't know exactly if Jinder Mahal is going to possess enough talent to take that opportunity and do something with it, but I really feel that Jinder Mahal could do something when he's given his opportunity, because he's going to have the politics behind him to do it. I hope when that happens, as it happens, he gets over. Now, we just had Ryback shit all over him. Unfortunately for him, Ryback is much higher on the pecking order right now than he is. Let's see. Let's just see what's going to end up happening with Jinder Mahal over the next year. Letter grade, I'd give Jinder Mahal a C- as of right now. I did give him a D a couple, maybe like a year or so ago. I don't endorse him, but Vince McMahon and Triple H might. So we'll see. Alright. Next person, our second top face of the evening. John Cena. I can't stand him. but I am a 29-year-old man. I do respect what he does with the children, you know, doing all his Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff. I do respect that. I I think John Cena, and I was noticing this yesterday. I was watching a video of him on YouTube, and I really think John Cena is going to run for office when he gets older. I don't know why. I could see him being like the second wrestler governor. I just I see him, and he just seems like the type of person that can shake hands and kiss babies real well. And I just don't know, but I can see him being in politics. I really can. Jerry Lawler tried to get in politics. And John Cena, I think, will. He's obviously a Hall of Famer. He's in your Hulk Hogan category. He's in your Stone Cold Steve Austin Rock category. Top guy. Top guy of the company. What's going to happen when John Cena retires? God, I can only imagine. Don't like the guy, but I can only imagine what's going to be like. Alright. Next, Johnny Curtis. Johnny Curtis is a lower card heel. By the way, the lower card heels are beating out the lower card faces 5-2. I like Johnny Curtis. He is a creepy, creepy dude. And from what I understand, in real life, he's not really a creepy, creepy dude. I like his character. I don't know why they don't give him a chance. I don't know. I guess his skill set maybe isn't the greatest. But he's not the worst, that's for sure. I like him. I would love to let him get a chance. He's creepy as shit. He could be like, when Dean Ambrose gets up, he could be like Dean Ambrose's sidekick or something. I don't know. I just could see him doing all Dean's dirty work. I think that would be an interesting combination. But the fans don't really know him, nor do they care about him. So as of now, he's going to be in your NXTs, and he's going to be in your lower cards. Alright. Next, JTG. JTG is a lower card heel who hasn't been known for shit over the past year and a half, 2 years, with the exception of very recently when he made a complaint on Twitter. WWE gave him a match and he got squashed. Shut him up real good. JTG needs to go to TNA. Just gonna say that. They're never gonna give two shits about JTG at this point. Now, JTG did not wrestle, I don't think, for the independents at all until he went into OVW. Think about that. Interesting. How the hell did he get into OVW and go right to WWE without any experience? I don't really know his story. I'd like to. I'd like to figure that out. I'd like to know. I'm just curious. Alright. We're 48 minutes into this. We're at JTG. We're obviously going to go into the second episode. And hopefully when I do the second episode, I feel a little better than I do now. As of right now, we got 2 top baby faces, 6 top heels, we got 7 mid-card faces, we got 8 mid-card heels. We got 2 lower card faces, we got 6 lower card heels. The heels are destroying the faces as far as how many are on each side. And, that's not good. WWE needs some more top baby faces. I think, that's pretty safe to say. We got 10 more minutes left on this podcast. I'm going to go through a couple more people. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it all done in this podcast. It's just not going to happen. I want everybody to please comment, and please bear with me because I didn't feel good doing this, but I wanted to get it done because I wanted something for everybody to listen to. Please give me your comments on any superstar you can. Alright? It's just, I really want to know, and I always wanted to do this. Alright? We're going to go into the next phase here. For a lower card face, it's going to be Justin Gabriel. Now, Justin Gabriel has just recently been given a shot to get off NXT and get back on SmackDown. Because he now has formed a tag team with Tyson Kidd. By the way, Tyson Kidd is a fucking spectacular star who unfortunately is at the lower card. I cannot figure out why the fuck Justin Gabriel, who, by the way, has one of the best finishers in the whole company, and I can't understand why Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd wear these stupid yellow shirts. They look like the new Killer Bees. They really, really do. I don't know, man. I just don't. I can't see Justin Gabriel. Like, I can see him in the tag team, and with Tyson Kidd, I can't see them winning the belts anytime soon. I think both got a lot of skills. I think they need to get rid of their yellow shirts. I think they could be better served just like dressed differently or something. Maybe they could be. I mean, I can't see Justin Gabriel as a heel really. Tyson Kidd they tried to make a heel, but these guys are definite baby faces. There's no doubt about that. Thing is, how good are they going to be in this tag team division? You already got one tag team that's faces. That's your boy Kofi and R-Truth. Now these are the other baby face tag team, and I just don't see them getting the TV time, unfortunately, to really make a splash. So unendorsed by me. All right. Next we got Kane. Kane is a Hall of Famer. Kane is. I'm gonna give Kane a top face. He goes back and forth way too much. Nah, you know what? Screw that. Kane's a fucking mid-card face. He's mid-card. I don't care what you say. He may have been in the main event lately, but I could see Kane as pretty much mid-card. Everybody likes Kane. Whether you make him heel, people aren't gonna buy into it. You keep him face, people like the Big Red Machine otherwise. He's boring. Like, they try to redo his character with the mask and everything, and unfortunately, he's not over as a heel. Kane is just a face. Like, that's what he has to be. He's been around way too many years, and his storylines of him as a heel are just way too hokey. For some reason, he's just got the hokiest fucking storylines in the world. His maybe it's his character. I don't know, but as many years as Kane's been around, and with not that many years left, I really think they should keep him face. They should keep him in the upper mid card to not the main event. I'm gonna say upper mid card, and help him put other people over at this point. That's what he needs to do. I believe once that happens, that's the best way to go. All right. After Kane, we're gonna do this. This next person is gonna be the last person for this episode because that's gonna finish off the K's, and then after that we can start off at M's. So last person, mid card face. Excuse me again. Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston, I just read a story about how he got into the WWE. Basically just dropped everything one day and went to wrestling school, just like anybody else. I want to see Kofi Kingston as a heel. I want to see him as some like Jamaican, like not a gangster, like maybe like a Jamaican like drug dealer type. I would love that. I think that would be cool. Just make him be a real hard ass Jamaican, and I know him doing the crazy moves that he does is gonna babyface him, but a heel that could do really good moves and real high flyer type shit. Honestly, I don't think I think could get over. I have a feeling that it could get over. Right now, he's in a tag team with R-Truth, and R-Truth kind of plummeted from this time last year, and Kofi has been plummeted ever since 2009 when he feuded with Randy Orton. But they stuck him in the tag team, and he's had the tag team belts now for a little while. So they're going to keep him in that division, and if that's where they feel he should be, maybe that's where he should be. But I personally think that Kofi Kingston as a heel would be a new, fresh character, and I think it would be very interesting, and I'd like to see it happen. So that's going to wrap it up for today's podcast. I don't think I'm going to do another one tonight. I'm going to release this one probably tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. But please, everybody, give your comments. Let me know how you feel about it. Give me a like, a dislike. I know I kind of is a little bit slower on this one than I was on the last one. Please, I'm sorry. Fighting a sore throat, but sore throat or not, cold congestion or not, whatever you want to look at it, I love talking wrestling. I love WrestleBank Radio. I think we're going to end up going live eventually, and we're going to be able to take calls. And by the way, we're going to be looking for a new co-host to co-host with me. So if you're a listener and you're interested in possibly co-hosting this with me, shoot me an email on my Facebook or YouTube, comment me, or I'm going to start a Twitter page eventually for the show. When I do, I will, give everybody all the information. So please, if you're interested, let me know. Let me know how you feel about each wrestler, if you can. If you like them, if you don't like them, if you agree, if you disagree with me. As of right now, we went from A to M on the main roster. Well, we finished at K. So we're going to say Alberto Del Rio to Kofi Kingston. We have 2 top baby faces, The Rock and Cena. We have 6 top heels. We have 9 mid-card faces. We have 8 mid-card heels. We have 3 lower card faces, and we have 6 lower card heels. Interesting numbers. Alright, that's going to wrap it up, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is Nicky Trippy signing off. Y'all have a good day. Please, please share this video with other people and let other people know. And please listen every chance you can. Thank you for your time, and I will talk to everybody later. Good night.